Yeah. I mean, first off, obviously, like to even have that competition with somebody, like there's a level of respect there. Like, I've always respected her game, even though I was not saying that when I was talking to her. That was not true though. But I was,
I
hoping
don't know
to
if I would have given that.
get in her head, but it didn't really go that well. But just like seriously.
All right, I have Alyssa Thomas taking questions. Start with Gabby.
Hi, Alyssa. So I asked DB a similar question, but since you're now a free agent, how do you plan to approach that in the months ahead?
Honestly, not even thinking about it. I mean, season just ended and still packing up and I'm gonna enjoy my time off, not going overseas right away. So I'm just looking forward to not having to think about basketball right now.
Jordan?
Hey, AT. So this question is kind of on the mental side, and I understand if you don't want to answer, but after you beat the Fever in the first round, you talked about, the homophobic and racist comments and how there's no place for that at all. So I guess just talk about from a mental standpoint, just what was it like dealing with that, and how did you kind of block out the noise throughout the season?
I think I already touched base on it. I said what needed to be said, and the things that were said to us that were uncalled for, and I think we can just leave it at that.
Maggie?
Hey, T, I just want to know what's the biggest impact this organization has had on you as a player and as a human?
I mean, they gave me a chance. Not too many people get a chance in a league like this, and they drafted me way back when, back in 2014, and have believed in me throughout my career. So, that's huge. You don't really see that to people to last this long in the league, especially on one team. So, extremely grateful for that.
Thank you.
Emily?
You've been with the Sun for your whole career now. How different was this year, adding pieces mid-season and kind of having a tumultuous end to the year like you guys did?
I mean, I think that's one thing in Connecticut that you're very used to is always the changeable pieces. We're always adding new pieces. It is a tough market. It's not for everybody. It's not the cities that other teams have, but it is about the basketball and being a close unit. And yeah, we had a great run. Unfortunately, didn't end the way that we wanted to, but overall had a lot of fun with this group.
Tiffany?
Hey, T, how are you? When you look back over this season, you had a lot of big moments. What are some of the biggest highlights that you're going to take from this season?
I mean, I just think in a whole. I mean, it was a lot of fun on and off with this group. For me, it's about winning. I don't really care about the moments or the accolades or anything like that. It's just about trying to get it done, and unfortunately, again, we did not get it done. So just a lot of memories with this group. I had a lot of fun with my teammates on and off the court, and you're definitely gonna miss those moments.
Just a quick follow-up. Would you change the core players of this team, or would you just keep it the same?
They don't pay me for that, so that's not a question for me.
George?
Alyssa, congrats on a great season, just
you.
the Olympics and individually and with the team as well. Obviously, this was a good road team, 14-6, just like at home. But in the off season, is that a motivating factor that, hey, if it comes down to a decisive game, we want it in Connecticut as opposed to just having to go on the road?
I mean, it's about taking care of the opportunities that you have, and unfortunately, we did not. I think every year is different, and you don't know if a home or away game is better. And unfortunately, it was a tough series. It had been a tough series all season long for us, and it just didn't go the way that we wanted.
Maggie?
You were pretty candid earlier after the Olympic break about Connecticut's lack of a practice facility. I was just wondering for you, how important is that for a team in general speaking, just in terms of evolving with their franchise and evolving in their market?
Yeah, I think here in Connecticut, we've been behind in a lot of things. And times are changing. You see more and more people having practice facilities or renovating their practice facilities, and not as many people are going overseas anymore, and that's a huge factor in free agency with people is coming in the market and training and having those opportunities. And Connecticut is not a city that a lot of people want to come into, especially in the winter. Connecticut winters aren't for everybody. And it's just we gotta play catch up, and we've been playing catch up for a while. And if we don't get it together, it just makes it that much harder to get players in here.
George?
Alyssa, just what did it mean just to be a part of this special year for the league? Just the growth it took, obviously with the crowds, the players, the Olympics as well definitely helps. But just, what did it mean to you just, looking back on it, and even many years from now, you can say when it did take that huge step this year that you were a part of it and you were, a really big figure in it as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be in the league early on, and we went from having roommates on the road, commercial flights, and little by little things had changed with new CBAs. But I think the jump we had this year is what we all expected it to be eventually. Of course, it's happened faster than most people have expected, but just exciting to where the direction is going. And it's only going to go up. More and more players in the college level are more and more talented, and you're just excited with the expansion and new teams. I mean, the sky's the limit really for this league now.
And ending with Anthony.
Just listening to what you're saying, it seems like you're very calm about the whole situation, but I'm trying to see, are you trying to get a feel for, are you disappointed that you didn't win the championship? In terms of all the work you guys put in and coming basically one bad quarter away from winning the game and going to the championship. So I guess, are you disappointed?
I mean, I think that's an answer you probably could answer for yourself. I think that's the whole point of a season is to win a championship. So to lose is not what you're playing basketball for. So I'm pretty sure you know the answer to that one.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey DB, hope you're doing well today. So you've had a historic season. You've moved up on the scoring charts in both playoff and regular season. I guess just like what was your biggest takeaway from this season?
Unfortunately that we fell short, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed my teammates, and breaking records is really, really cool. Forever grateful that my name will be in the record book. That's not, easy to do, especially in the WNBA. So I don't take that for granted. And now that the season is over, I can really take it all in and, enjoy. And it was a great season here in Connecticut. And now I can sit back and actually think about all the records, and that's pretty cool and pretty fun to do.
Thank
you.
Anthony?
Hi, DeWanna.
Hi.
You guys had a great season, 28-12, third best record in the league. You guys basically were one quarter away from making a championship again.
Yeah.
So it was a great year. When you look back and reflect on it, I mean, what do you feel that you're missing in terms of getting over that hump and bringing that chip to Connecticut?
That's a great question. I don't really know. I don't even know if I reflected on what we need and what we missed. It just happened, 2 days ago, but still kind of hurts a little bit. But to be one game away, I'm so proud of this team, and we added such a huge piece in the middle of the season. That wasn't easy to do, especially when you're so used to playing a certain way before another piece come in, and the way we handle it and how it turned out. I'm just super happy that we even got to the point to even put ourselves in a position to make finals. And it's not easy to even get to that point. Only 4 teams do it, and for us to be one of them, I'm just super proud of this team and this organization and how the season went.
Thank you.
Gabby?
Hi, DB. So you're now a free agent, and I was wondering how you plan to approach that in the months ahead. I know it's early, but
Yeah, free agent is not for a couple months. So for me personally, I'm going to enjoy my kids. That's what I do in the off season, but I'm going to take probably like 2 or 3 weeks off, and I'm going to get back to working out and training every day, and be prepared for another season next season. And then, yeah, and when free agency comes, I'm going to take my time and make the right choice for, me and my family, and go from there. But just thinking about my kids and finding a place to work out. That's about it.
Thank you.
Maggie?
Hey DB, this was your 5th year with the Sun. I'm doing some math there, but just obviously you were so well developed before you even got to the Sun, but then getting to the Sun, how has this franchise as a whole further developed you and made you the player in person you are?
Yeah, it was at the time that in my career, it was a great place for me to restart and refresh. In Connecticut, we all know it's not much to do, so it kind of gives you time to self-reflect and grow a little bit and understand yourself a little bit more. And it was just a great place to chill, relax, call home. We come off the road, sometimes it'd be crazy, and you come back to Connecticut and it's so calm and quiet, and you get to hone in on your family and my girls. And our team was really, really close because that's all we had to do, to buy into each other. So yeah, it helped me grow up and mentally as a person, as a player. I got to work on my game a lot and develop in that area. I feel like I was a kind of late bloomer as far as leadership and where I was with my game, because I was in Phoenix, I was up under DeWanna, I was up under Brittany. So when I got to Connecticut, I got to show different type of things that I learned. And then I got in a position where I made playoffs the first time without them, and that was different. And then I made the finals without them, and I learned from that. And then to continue to get back to the semifinals and the finals, that's really hard to do. And I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of this organization. I'm really proud of my team.
Thank you.
Emily?
Maybe a lot of the younger guys earlier were talking about how much you've influenced them as a leader this year. I mean, just how much do you feel like that area of your game and your presence has grown?
Yeah, I try to be as vocal as possible, be positive as possible. I'm sad that I didn't get to lead them to a championship. That was kind of my goal as a leader, to lead a young group to a championship. So I'm sad about that, but I don't plan to retire this year. So I'm going to go, come back and try to, accomplish that goal. But I'm glad that I was a positive influence or impact on all of them, because my one goal is to make everybody comfortable. And I want people to be comfortable. I want people to feel good, because I feel like that's important in any organization. I feel like you get your best product. So, whenever there was a problem or anything, I wanted them to feel comfortable enough to come to talk to me. And I hope that I gave them that same love back, So it's pretty good to hear that they said good things about me, or I was going to have to call them and beat them up.
Christine?
Hey DB, Marina said earlier how when you guys used to play against each other, you would say that she was one of your favorite players. What did you notice in her game back then that made you think that? And also, what has it been like playing with her on your team this year?
She just want to play basketball. I think that's the great thing about Marina. She just want to play good basketball. She wants to win. She's a competitor. She don't take any crap, and I think that fit perfectly with our team and the style of play that we had. And she came in and she just gave us an instant impact. I love the fact that she came in. We didn't have to slow down. We just kind of course, we had to learn each other and learn the style of play. We never played with her before, but we didn't have to go all the way back to the drawing board and oh, you need to do this, this, and this. So she kind of just came in. She was a vet, and she had that fiery spirit about her, and I love that. She don't back down to anybody, and I think that's what I noticed when we played against her, is we have to prepare for her, because she's not scared of us. She's gonna try to give us the best every night. So for her to be on this side of the ball with me, it was just I know that when we step on this court, Marina is not going to be scared to take a shot. So I like that in a player, and I like when players just go out there and go for it, because it doesn't work unless everybody have that same mentality, and I feel like she fit in perfectly with the Sun.
And ending with Anthony.
Thank you. DeWanna, I know a number of teams are building new facilities, training facilities, and a number of them have them on the drawing board, so to speak. As a player that played a lot in the league, how would you rate the current facilities? And sort of a follow-up to that, is it important to have new practice facilities as a player?
Yeah, I mean, of course it's important. It's just where the league is going, now, and especially when you get older, and your body is a little bit more worn down. Of course that's important, and I'm pretty sure the Sun, in the future will talk about that, and hopefully we can get that here. And but at the same time, it's just not something that is needed to play good basketball, clearly, because that's what we did. We still, of course, we didn't win the championship and things like that. And of course, it helps you get over the hump, and you can stay in market a lot, and train, and you can work on your game, because a lot of people don't want to go overseas anymore, and that's including myself. So you can come here and just train and do things like that. But I still feel like we play great basketball, and I feel like we still prove that we can do things the traditional way, but of course, basketball is changing, and a practice facility is needed. So it kind of goes both ways, and I hope to see that happen in the future here in Connecticut.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dee.
Yep.
Hi. So you recently signed to play overseas in the WCBA, and I was wondering what you were most excited about playing over there.
Just seeing a new culture. I've never been to China before, so just experience that and seeing their lifestyle, and just getting more playing experience. And then for me, especially last season, you could tell there's a big difference of not playing overseas the entire time and then going into the WNBA season. So I'm excited to see like me playing, getting a little break, and then going into the next WNBA season, what that does for me.
Thank you.
Emily?
Hey, Jay. I know obviously the ending was a little chaotic for you, but what did you feel like you kind of took away the most from this season? What was your kind of biggest area of growth, either on or off the court?
I want to say probably just the adversity of everything throughout the season. Like, it was a long season, honestly, and each team always has adversity, but I just want to say, like, navigating through the highs and lows of a season, and pushing through adversity and learning from my vets.
All right. Maggie?
Kind of on that same note, you mentioned highs and lows. Was there one point this season that really felt like a turning point, whether it was after Olympic break for you guys, or whether it was the Boston game? Like, was there one point that felt like you guys were re-energized?
I think it would probably have to be after that stretch of where we were losing multiple games in a row, because we started off really, really high, and then we had a stretch where we lost a couple in a row, and I think that was a turning point. And then also after Olympic break, because obviously our team, we added new players, lost a couple players, but yeah, probably that.
Any other questions for Ty?
Ty, what do you feel like you need to work on your game to come back better next year?
I think just a little bit of everything, honestly. Like, I never get too complacent at where I'm at. So I think last year my main thing was kind of pick and choosing when to be aggressive and being that leader. And finally, that I got the opportunity to start and get those minutes is kind of just maintaining and kind of fine tuning everything. 3-point shots, mid range, getting to the basket, defense. So just fine tuning, being well rounded basketball player.
Maggie?
I guess what's the biggest influence DeWanna's had on your life? Obviously, you've played it for 2 seasons at the Sun, but like, what is the biggest influence she's had on you?
Just being a professional. I think before I even came here, I felt like DeWanna wanted me to come here, and she kind of influenced that. And then outside of basketball, like, she's the mom of the team. She's a mom outside of that too. So just watching her journey, learning about her journey, or where she's been and where she's at now, is kind of everything that I want to do. So just having somebody that, I idolized when I was younger, to finally play with them and be a teammate, it's an amazing thing. You get little nuggets here and there that, might not even be a lesson that you want to learn, but you just learn, and you're here and you're around her. So you kind of pick up on her, how to be a professional.
Thank you.
Tarika?
Hey Ty, just a kind of a two-parter. One, when you look back over the season, what do you feel like are some of your biggest personal accomplishments? And I guess the second part of that is if you could pick a moment or something that you've learned about yourself from this season, what would that be?
Um, I would have to say me being poised through like I said, the outside noise, through our lows, navigating that. It's hard. This is a job that don't feel like a job, but you have days where it's a lot. And I feel like I navigated really well, just coming in, putting in my work, doing extra, and just staying disciplined to what I need to stay disciplined to be great this season. And what was the first part?
Just if you could think of, some accomplishments
Yeah.
that you look for. Yeah.
I would have to say getting out of my comfort zone of being that leader, talking a little more, being aggressive. I know there was this narrative of like, oh, I might lack confidence. I don't really lack confidence. It's more so just knowing when to assert myself was the biggest thing. I feel like I always had confidence in myself, and throughout my basketball journey, I had more confidence or more aggressiveness in different stages of basketball. But it's just more so just learning what the WNBA, what my team needs from me, and implementing that.
Thanks, Ty.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? Noah?
Hi, now that it's kind of behind you, how did the ankle injury impact your ability to play in this round? Like you obviously had a really great game when you were fully back, your regular minutes, but were you able to move normally? Were you able to feel as healthy as you did prior to, or was it something that was kind of nagging throughout?
Well, with an ankle, I feel like there's always going to be some nagging pain. That's how it goes, and that's with any injury. I feel like that happens. But the trainers, the team, they did a really amazing job of staying on me, making sure that I'm healthy, back feeling normal before I got to play. So it really didn't bother me as much because like they took all the procedures and steps to make sure that I was comfortable enough to play.
Got it, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Emily?
After your first season fully starting, I mean, just how are you feeling physically? What do you expect recovery to look like before you head overseas compared to previous years?
Like I said, it's long, so there are regular pains, soreness here and there. They call me an old body, so hey, I'm gonna be sore after every game, after everything I do. It could be lifting some boxes, moving boxes. I'm gonna be sore after that. So I'm fine. I'm ready to get to China and see what that holds for me.
All right. Any last questions? All right. Thanks, Ty.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Gabby, you're muted still.
I cannot hear.
Sorry, that was so embarrassing.
There you go.
Hi, Marina. So Unrivaled doesn't begin until the beginning of next year. So what are your plans until then?
Well, I need to fix my ankle. And then after that, I'm gonna go to Europe, probably see my sister play and do a little vacation. For you guys to eat me up for that one. And then I will get back to working and adding more things to my game.
Thank you.
Jordan, go ahead.
Hey Marina, so I just wanted to ask, obviously you were traded to the Sun mid-season. Just kind of what was your biggest takeaway playing alongside DeWanna and AT?
Yeah. I mean, I'm really grateful to get a chance to play with people that have that much experience and hold people accountable. And honestly, in the short time that I played with them this season, I learned so much about how I can be more effective for a team to make a run to the championship. Now, I know we lost game 5, but we could have easily been in the finals also. So just being able to take all the good things that I got from them, even though it didn't end the way we wanted it to, and kind of apply that to whatever happens next.
Emily?
It seems like you were able to fit in really easily, even just interpersonally on this team. I mean, just reflecting on the last couple of months, what do you feel like about this organization was such a good fit for you?
I feel like my teammates like accepted me for who I am. Like they weren't trying to change me, and that makes it really easy when you know you have people that love you and accept you to come and be yourself. And then like towards myself, I think like I'm a kind of player that I can fit into a system pretty easily as long as you know, it fits towards my game. And I felt like that the system that Steph runs is really good for me, especially all the off ball movement, the screenaways, the pin downs, the handoff, stuff like that, that kind of gets me that little advantage that I need to be effective offensively.
Maggie?
And on that same note, you've played for different teams throughout the league. How does the Sun, just as a franchise and as a team itself, differ from other teams?
There's a level of discipline and a level of professionality here where, you know, the players just have to worry about playing basketball. You know, a lot of things don't get down to the players, and I think that's really good. I also feel like, you know, obviously the players here are very experienced and they want to keep a good environment and they make sure that they kind of like hold people accountable for that. So I think that's great. And I don't know that that's never happened on places that I've been. I just think like, you know, I think that this is a key to why I think Connecticut is successful. But again, like I've been on other teams where, you know, when I was in Dallas my first year, we were all like 21. So, you know, we're trying to figure it out. And I thought like towards the end of that season, we played really well too. So like obviously all of these franchises that I've played for have great qualities. And I think that the ones I just talked about are for the good ones about Connecticut.
Christina?
My question is a follow-up to your answer from Gabby. You said you wanted to add more things to your bag in the off season. What are those things?
I don't think I finished at the rim particularly well this season, like I did in the other season. So we'll be getting to the rim a little bit next season for sure. And then I think just being able to take physicality better. Like I think this year I was in better shape to be able to, you know, outlast people and stuff. But I think for me, like being able to have that awareness of like every time that I get hit all the time, like it's upsetting and it really annoys me. So I think because I really don't like to get hit. So if I can kind of build some more muscle to be like a little more durable and it doesn't take such a toll on me. And then also, you know, be able to hit back too. So yeah, I want to hit back next year.
Tarika?
We're not talking about punching. You know, I'm talking about arm bars and stuff. Like, calm down, everybody. You're like, oh, she's gonna punch somebody in the face next year. Like, I'm not doing
that. Marina, the fans and the media have had such a fun time talking about your relationship with DiJonai, and how you two seem to have go from competitors to tight friends on the court. Can you just kind of talk about what it's like, or kind of describe the relationship that you were able to build with DiJonai, if one at all, and just how fun it was, if it was fun at all, to go from playing with such a competitor as an opponent to playing with such a competitor as a teammate?
Yeah. I mean, first off, obviously, like to even have that competition with somebody, like there's a level of respect there. Like, I've always respected her game, even though I was not saying that when I was talking to her. That was not true though. But I was, you know,
I don't know if I would have given that.
I was hoping to get in her head, but it didn't really go that well. But you know, just like seriously, she's a competitor that you really want to have on your team. And I think that's something that like I can relate to. You know, a lot of people are always like, you know, you want Mabrey on your team, not against you. And I think Nay is also kind of like that. So that's something that we can kind of bond over. And then, you know, there's a level of respect there. Like she's put a lot of work in, and a lot of people thought she wasn't going to be good in this league or / make it in this league. So I'm happy to like kind of see her go and against all the odds, and that's another thing that I can relate to too. So I think us understanding that we have a lot more in common than maybe we thought we did, so that kind of led to us building a relationship. And obviously, you know, it takes time. At first it's like, okay, does she like me, does she not? I don't know.
Right.
But you know, we got a chance to like connect and stuff. And I think that Nay will probably be a friend of mine for a long time.
Thank you.
Maggie?
You mentioned you were waiting to help heal your ankle. How are you feeling? Are you able to walk and move? Do you think it will affect your play in Unrivaled at all?
I hope not. That would be wild. It's a long time for an ankle injury. But I have to get MRI and stuff, so I didn't do that yet. I'm hoping that it's just a terrible ankle sprain, and our lovely doctors here will get me back on the court kicking and screaming. Yeah, so I'll be fine. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely really hurts right now, and I can't walk that well, but I'll be back out there soon.
Any other questions?
Nope. I'll find a way to get back out there.
Megan?
Hey, I was like struggling to get that hand up, man. Zoom technology. But hey, Marina, I'm Megan Hall with For the Win in USA Today. Wanted to ask you about your relationship with DB. Obviously, she's a longtime veteran in the league, but what do you think of her leadership this season and how that impacted you joining the team?
Yeah, I mean, DB has been a supporter of mine for years. We always joke, like, after all the games where we play against each other, she'd always say, like, you're one of my favorite players. And, like, obviously that's like crazy to hear when you've been watching her since Auburn, since Phoenix. She scored her first my first basket scored on me in the WNBA was DeWanna. And the classic up and under, so that was great. But it's okay. So I think just, like, knowing that someone like you look up to and wanted to, not mold your game after, obviously I'm not 6'4", but just, have those qualities. I see what she did to win and all the plays she used to make and how she led her teammates through grace. And it's really hard to do when you have all that experience and you don't make many mistakes out there and you're trying to bring younger players along who do make a ton of mistakes, like myself. And she does it with grace. Like, she's very soft and gentle, but also to the point. And I think it's it's a lot easier to take when somebody really respects you, but also trying to help you and push you further. So I will definitely appreciate her for that.
And ending with Noah.
Marina, you mentioned earlier you're excited about the opportunity to stay in the US for Unrivaled. Outside of just, like, the fact that that's cool, you don't have to go overseas. Like, what are you most excited about from a 3-on-3 standpoint? Like, are there things that you're hoping to accomplish, hoping to experience with that league?
Yes. No. Yeah. There's obviously, the level of competition throughout the league, especially since it's some of the top players in the world. So, you always want to go out there and show that you're part of that, and you have your own little skill set that's hard to stop. So that's definitely something that I'll be out there trying to do, but also just the chance to, like, in my 6 years of professional basketball, I've never had a season where I can sit home and really add stuff to my game. So hopefully this stupid ankle injury doesn't take too long, because I really want to get out there and, like, really add some stuff to my game that I know next season will be super effective, and Unrivaled's a chance to, like, kind of put it in action. So hopefully.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, I have Veronica Burton taking questions. Emily, go ahead.
You weren't on this team during training camp. Can you just talk a little bit about what this year has been like for you, kind of evolving into a bigger role on a playoff team that you haven't really experienced before?
Yeah, it's been huge for me. I think definitely just the opportunity was the biggest thing, in this league, especially. It's such a competitive one, and you don't always get the opportunity. So that's what I was super grateful for from day one, just being able to come in here and especially joining a contending team and an undefeated team. And I think initially it was a little bit daunting and just like, okay, where do I fit in? What can I provide, or how can I find a way to impact it? And I was just appreciative to be kind of welcomed with open arms from the players and the coaching staff. And that was something that I noticed right away, honestly. And just, I think everyone helped me get acclimated. And over the course of the season, I was able to really grow as a player. And that's something that I'm just especially grateful for. And blessed to even have this opportunity. But I think I just got way more comfortable and confident as time went on and as the games progressed. And to be able to compete for a championship, obviously, is something that every player wants at the highest level. And so I'm grateful to be able to have done that. Obviously, not the outcome we wanted, but again, grateful for how this year ended up for me.
Anthony?
Morning, V. You mentioned growth. Can you go into specific details in terms of what growth you felt like you were able to achieve this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Connecticut, I think, really fits my style of play. Obviously, on the defensive side of things, just the aggression and the passion that they play with. And then offensively, I think just the system. I was able to really get into a lot of pick and rolls, and the way we continue, the pace in which we play at has allowed my game, I think, to continue to grow. And I think my IQ has continued to increase. The more I was able to, even talk with AT, and because she plays with just such a high level of IQ, and then obviously talking with the coaching staff and kind of what they saw in me and how I could kind of translate that onto the court. And I think just being aggressive on the offensive side more and more, I think that's an area that I can continue to grow in, but I definitely saw an increased amount of spurts in that throughout this season, and just getting to my spots on the court, shooting the ball with confidence and attacking the basket with confidence. And I definitely saw myself grow in those areas over the course of this year.
Thank you.
Gabby?
So you were recently signed to play in the WNBL by the Spirit, and I was wondering what you're most excited for, and as well as what you think you can benefit from the fact that they just also signed Sammy Whitcomb and playing with a player like her.
I'm definitely excited to be in Australia. Be in the warmth, and just continuing to get the opportunity to play basketball. You know, it's not something I take lightly, that I can travel the world and play the sport that I love for a living. And so kind of taking advantage of that while I still can. Obviously, it comes quick. And so definitely excited to get out there, meet my teammates and my coaches, coaching staff, and to be able to play alongside someone like Sammy Whitcomb. All I've heard is incredible things. And through Bree January, through my teammates here, and I'm also pretty close with Jewel Lloyd, and she has just such high praises for Sammy from a professional standpoint, and her work ethic, and just her tenure in the W. You know, as a professional, I think she's continued to get better and better, and I'm super excited to learn from her. I'm excited to shoot with her and get in the gym with her, and I think her also spending so much time in Australia, I think she's the perfect teammate to have there. We've communicated a little bit, but super excited to play alongside her.
Thank you.
Maggie?
Going back to the Boston game, just how do you hope that itself, and the hype around this season for sure, or this season as a whole of the W, grows the league? Do you wish that there was, a team out there?
Yeah, of course, selfishly, being from Boston, I'm always hope for a team in the Boston area. I think having that game was an incredible opportunity for the Connecticut Sun, for the Boston area, and for the W in general. It generated a lot of just hype and a lot of energy, and obviously it was incredible to be a part of that and be a part of the history that took place there. Yeah, it's exciting. I think it shows what could be, what potential that Boston has as sports fans. I think I always knew how incredible they were as a city and sports fans. Alex knew too. But just the investment into the women's side of sports, it's an incredible sports city. And so I knew they were going to show out, and that's what they did. And so I think it was a really neat opportunity to be able to play there.
Thank you.
Ending with Emily.
Steph talked about you as one of the players who's always in the gym on this team. Just kind of what did your outside of practice work look like this year after you signed in Connecticut? And are there big things you want to kind of add to the bag during this off season?
Definitely. There's always stuff to add to the bag. And yeah, I would say outside of practice, just getting up the extra reps, getting the the time in. We have an incredible player development guy in Keith, and the time that he's willing to invest is something that I'm super grateful for, because you don't always get that everywhere. And, he wants me to get better. He wants all of us to get better, and he's willing to put the time in. So really, whenever I would call him up, he would be in there with a smile, and I'm grateful for that. And I definitely utilize that. I think I'm always looking to be in the gym. I'm always looking to get better. And so that's not going to change. And it didn't change when I got cut. It didn't change when I got picked up. So just a lot of time spent before practice, after practice, getting shots up. And I think in this off season, especially, it's a crucial time to continue to get better. I think looking to continue to increase my confidence from the outside and shooting at a higher clip. I think I made some progress this year compared to my last 2 years, but I think that can make a big jump. And so that's what I'll be looking to do this offseason, is just getting to my spots on the offensive side of things and being comfortable and confident. I think confidence is such a big factor in this league. And when I'm shooting confident, that's when I'm playing my best basketball. So just kind of being consistent with that is huge for me.
Thank you, B.
Of course. Thank you.
All right, I have Olivia Nelson-Adota taking questions. Who would like to start? Go ahead, Gabby.
Hi, Olivia. So I was wondering what you plan on doing during the off season. Were you going to go overseas again? And then what you were going to work on and specifically on your game.
Yeah, so I'm planning on going over to China in a few weeks. I think I saw a lot of success when I was focusing on strength last season. And so I just want to continue to pick up on that and continue to build that. I think just being able to talk with coaches and pick their brains about different things to work on offense, even defense too. So just improving those areas and, taking their feedback and applying that and just working on things overseas.
Thank you.
Jordan?
Hey, Olivia. So obviously this was your second season with the Sun. Every time you come off the bench, you get on the floor, you just always know what to do, whether just, play some defense, rebound the ball, or just get easy shots. So I guess you just talk about what's been the biggest advice either DeWanna or AT or the coaches giving you to become a better player.
Yeah, I think just staying ready has been the biggest piece of advice. Stay ready, be prepared for situations like that. I think being a role player, there's a lot of just, uncertainty with things in terms of how many minutes you're going to get, what's expected of you that night, et cetera. Just being placed in positions and that you're expected to produce in. And so I think just staying ready has been a huge key component to that. And just being able to trust in myself, trust in the work I've been putting in, and just have that trust from my teammates too, and coaching staff, and being able to just tie that together on the court.
Emily?
This team is potentially going to look pretty different next year with free agency and the expansion drafts. Just how much is that something that you've thought about at this point now, having been part of this franchise that's looked pretty similar for 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, I think it's something that, as we're transitioning from, playing now and stuff, something you definitely think about. But I think it's something also just not to get consumed by. I know there's going to be a lot of, just big changes, I think, over on the league. And so a lot of stuff is just up in the air with all the teams and, players and coaches and just movement and stuff. And so you never know what's going to happen, I think. But I think a big thing is just, from me specifically, focusing on what I can control. And, with the season coming up for me going overseas, just focusing on things I can do over there.
Maggie?
What was it like playing with Breezy now this season and practicing with her? Whereas last year you really only got a month working with her.
Yeah, I think I was able to learn a lot from her. I think just especially in like shoot arounds and practices that we had, asking her things about scout and just little stuff in our positions that obviously last year I didn't have too much time to do. And I think, having that type of valuable time with her this season helped me a lot in terms of just understanding our position better, the game better, and what's expected of us specifically. So I think she's helped a lot. And obviously she has a great experience and has one of the highest IQs. And so just being able to kind of pick her brain about things was super instrumental for me this year.
Was there one area she gave you the most advice in?
I think especially on the defensive end, considering my role too, going out there and making sure that, I know different schemes to do and different rotations, especially for our position, even matching up with certain players and stuff. And kind of her just giving me insight and little tricks and tips on, how to navigate things like that was super helpful. And so she was able to give me a lot of really good information on that.
Thank you.
Megan?
Hey, Olivia, Megan Hall with For the Win. This is not a serious question by any sort of standard, so just giving you a heads up. But you have made my best dressed list the entire season. If you've seen any of our work on WNBA Fits, like you're on there a good amount. So I wanted to ask you, like, are you picking your own fits? Is there a stylist involved? Like, walk me through the creative process because, girl, you've been dressing down the entire season.
I love that. Thank you so much. I definitely have a stylist, Christina Migwe, who I work with. And so she's honestly been amazing at what she does. I've been working with her since I want to say like last July. So we've been like, she's gotten to the point where she's helped me understand even my own fashion sense. We'll collaborate on a few outfits. Like it's just a back and forth thing. And so every game day, I'm on that iPad, FaceTiming her in my closet. We getting it together. So no, she's been great though. And I love the support and the love from people who appreciate the outfits. It's really cool to see.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Following up on that, can you talk about your creative process with her and for your new brand, Kaylee's?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have a new brand, health and wellness brand, Kaylee's Beauty, that just kind of soft launched. And I was able to showcase that in the tunnel walks with just the turquoise robe. And that's also going to be tying in with a nonprofit that I'm doing, the Kaylee's Foundation, that's coming pretty soon. So now that the season's wrapped up, I'll be able to kind of put a little bit more attention to that. And come out with a hard launch officially. And so that'll be available pretty soon. And something I'm super excited about. It definitely has a sentimental and personal feel and touch to it. So I'm really excited to showcase that and share that with everybody. And so it'll be launching soon.
Christine?
Hey, Olivia. Thanks for coming on today. Marina came on mid-season, and it's usually hard for players to integrate into a new team, new system, and make a big impact. So what are your thoughts on just Marina's ability to be a teammate and then also her ability to fit into your system so well this season?
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes to the type of player she is and type of person. Being able to come into a new system and completely have to relearn a bunch of stuff and how to basically position yourself in a system like this is not super easy. And I think even having that break that we had with the Olympic stuff and being able to work on things as a team helped a lot too, just with her transition. But I mean, she's a smart basketball player, super high IQ. And so I think that her coming in and fitting in kind of seamlessly wasn't really a shock to anybody, just based off the type of player and person that she is. And she brought so much value to our team and even just our playoff run. And so I think it's just really the beginning for her for this type of system that she's in. And I mean, we already saw a glimpse of how successful she's been already. And so I think, I mean, it's super exciting to have her here. And it's super exciting to see just the work that she's been able to produce so far.
Thank you.
Anthony?
I live. You got a lot on your plate, entrepreneur, obviously fashion is important to you. Then obviously the main thing is basketball. But can you talk a little bit about the CBA? That's really important for the longevity of your career and everyone else's career and having the things that they want. Is there anything specific that you'd like to see, the league add to the CBA that's going to help all players down the road?
Yeah, I know for a lot of us players, salary, travel, I think facilities has been a stuff that people touch on. And I think as professional players, that's definitely, things that we want, things that we need. I know that there's still been negotiations going on about things. There's still been a lot of talk about stuff. And I think just as a player, staying as educated as possible on the moves that are happening is going to be key, especially in this off season. But I mean, it's no secret, as professional players, what we want and what we don't want. And so I think, that's something to keep in mind, especially as a younger player as myself, just to kind of follow along with, to understand. And I think it'll just be really interesting to see what's going to happen and play out in this offseason and even in the next few years.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, Liv. We will conclude with the second session in a bit. Thanks, everyone.
Hi, so since you're now a free agent, I was wondering how you plan to approach that in the months ahead.
I mean, I'm just, taking it one day at a time right now. I gotta go overseas and I'm playing in Prague. So I still have, a little basketball ahead of me but I'm, considering everything. I've loved every moment here. But we'll see how it goes.
Jordan?
Hey, Breezy. I'm sorry if you've been asked this a bunch of times, but I guess just talk about obviously coming back from an injury, the mental side of it, because that is a tough injury to come back from.
Yeah, no, I think the mental side was a lot tougher. I mean, physically it was tough to get back from that injury, but just mentally getting back out there and wanting to be, who I was before I got hurt. I think that was the mental block for me, of just trying to give myself that grace early on of I'm not going to be exactly where I was, initially coming back, and then just trying to work my way toward that all season, and just putting myself in the position to be able to have an impact on this team this season.
Megan?
Bree, this is Megan Hall with For the Win. Wanted to ask you, what was your favorite moment from this season? Like, if there's a moment when you sit down and think about, like, this was fantastic, what would you point to?
My favorite moment this season. Honestly, I think my favorite moment might have been just that first game, getting back out there after the injury, just having it all sink in that, all that work that I put in the off season paid off, and I was able to be out there for my team this year. I think that was something that, I was working for all off season, but just to see it all come into fruition and pan out the way it did, I think that was my favorite moment.
Maggie?
I'm curious if you've seen the growth in Olivia after, she played a lot more last year when you were on the sideline, but just seeing her now being able to play with her, whether in practices or in games, what is the biggest growth you've seen in her these past 2 years?
There's been a lot of growth in Liv. I think she's done a great job. Last year, she had to step up into a position that she necessarily didn't think it was going to happen. But you always got to be ready when your number's called, and she absolutely was. And then this season, just to see her growth from last year, her ability to make plays. We've seen it all down the stretch this year. She did a great job of making plays, and then just defensively, she was great down there as a shot blocker, and just making shots tough for the defense, for the other team. So I think, just seeing her growth in that way has been great. And just being out there and being back out there with her was great for me. And just being able to be in her ear this year a little bit more than last year, it was, I think that's something that was great for me. But just, her growth has been amazing. And I'm excited to see what she looks like next season.
Thanks. Emily?
You played on the core tag twice, so this is kind of your first time hitting the open market. Are there kind of big things that you're thinking about in terms of what the considerations are going to be for free agency and what you're looking for in a re-signing?
I don't have anything right now. I'm still trying to decompress from this season, honestly. But I think, once everything settles down and I'm able to, really consider everything, I'll have a better answer for you.
Any other questions? This press forever. All right, thanks, Bree.
Yep.
All right, I have Tiffany Mitchell taking questions. Jordan, go ahead.
You said Jordan?
Yes.
All right, so first off, Tiffany, I want to say congratulations on getting into the South Carolina Gamecocks Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
And then this is more of a college basketball question. I guess just talk about what's been some of the biggest advice Dawn Staley has given you in order to become a better player.
Oh, I got a lot of advice over these years. I probably would just say
Just not get too high with the highs and look too low with the lows. I think that just kind of depicts all aspects of life and not just basketball. Just within sport, you get things that happen that are out of your control. So trying not to let carry over to the good things that happen for you. So I think that applies to a lot of things in life and not just basketball.
Gabby?
Hi, so what are your plans for the off season?
At the moment, I don't have any. Just making sure that my health is the most important right now for me. Just my strength and getting back to 100% playing is my main focus at the moment.
Thank you.
Megan?
Yeah, hey Tiffany, Megan Hall with For the Win. Wanted to ask you about your journey back to the court. Obviously, you've been through quite a bit, so I wanted to just kind of pick your brain a little bit, or if you're able to share about who was there cheering you on along the way to get you back to health, because you recently shared about, a little bit about what that journey has been like and how tough it was, but just wanted to give you a chance to maybe give the flowers to the folks who were supporting you along the way.
I don't even have enough flowers to give out for the people that helped me get back to this place that I'm in right now. Of course, the organization was extremely supportive throughout this time. Just helping me mentally, get ready to be around people and back on the court, and physically, just knowing where I was and what I wasn't able to do, and now kind of see where I'm at now. It's just amazing, and it's a blessing. I'm extremely thankful to have those people in my corner. Of course, my mom, my friends, my coaches, they all came to visit me while I was in the hospital. So just the continued support. I mean, to this day, I have people, pouring into me positively and helping me in my journey to return to basketball. But like I said, I don't even have enough flowers. If I could plant an entire garden to give out flowers for people that help me get back to where I am today, I think that still wouldn't be enough.
Emily?
If we get to see you back on the court a little bit at the end of the year, just kind of what has the process been like for you of getting back in the gym and getting back to actually working out and things like that?
It's been tough, just being someone who's always prided themselves on being physically more fit than the people that I'm playing against. I think that's what kind of set me apart in the league anyway, was, my strength and being one of the stronger guards. Being able to just, play throughout the game without really getting tired, and to be that all taken away from you, in months, and not really having any control over it. Of course, the physical part, it takes a toll on you, trying to gain that back. I'm somebody who's impatient, so I know I wasn't going to be able to get it all back in a couple of weeks. I'm surprised at the progress that I've made already. I think I'm surprising a lot of people. I'm surprising myself, honestly, with how far and fast I've come in such a short amount of time. But there's still a mental battle that you have to work through as well, and which I'm sure once I get back on the court full time is something that I'll also have to work through. But physically right now, it's just making sure that I'm strong enough to do that. Of course, without any injury, and just making sure I'm physically ready to compete.
Maggie?
Kind of going back before your absence, but what did you like about your first half of the season? What did you want to improve on heading to when you are fully able to play again? What areas do you want to improve on?
I think my role for this team was just kind of come in and bring energy on the defensive side of the ball, and also just be efficient offensively where they needed me to. So I felt like I was becoming more consistent with understanding my role and and like I said, just knowing when to pick and choose my spots to score, to pass, to rebound. So I think every year that looks different for me and what I need to bring to a team to be successful. But before, everything, and before the break, I feel like I was getting into more of a rhythm, just coming off the bench and being able to give some type of energy and spark.
If I can follow up real quickly on coming back, why choose to come back to the team? You could have gone privately and done your rehab on your own. Why come back to Unkinsville? Why come back to be surrounded by the team?
Yeah, I mean, for me, of course, I've been playing forever, and there's nothing like being around your teammates. It just, even if I can't do anything, just seeing them every day, help me in my own process and my own journey, and being able to work through, everything that I was doing. So, yeah.
Any other questions?
I'm,
You're good. Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna finish. It's still, of course, emotional. But being able to be around this environment, like I said, the staff, the people around me, it helped me so much. And I think that it did more good for me to be around them than, staying isolated and away from everybody. So I'm just happy that I was able to come back, because in the beginning, I didn't think that was in my cards. So just being able to come here and back to Connecticut, it meant a lot for me. And it definitely helped me, help my rehab process as well.
We were happy to see you back too.
Thank you.
Anthony?
Tiffany, obviously, a lot of times basketball players get defined just as basketball players. It's been fun to watch, fun to see you this year. You seem really happy on the sideline. What does basketball mean to you in general?
That basketball's changed my life. It's opened up so many doors for me that I feel like I wouldn't have been available if I didn't play basketball. I've come to meet so many amazing people and experience so many things. It's brought me to travel across the world, around the world, and like I said, just meet and experience so many different things that I think if I did, pick up that basketball, I don't know if those opportunities would still be there. But now as I'm older, like you said, I know that I'm more than just an athlete, and I'm more than just a basketball player. So I want to use my platform to do more, which I feel like I have, and seeing what I can do with just playing basketball and the impact that I can have on other people's lives and inspiring them. So that's something that, I cherish and I don't take lightly, in knowing the impact that I do have, and what I want to continue to do, after basketball.
Any other questions?
Just to follow up, so away from basketball, what makes you smile?
So I'm also a personal trainer, so I have my own online fitness business. So just again, preaching, health, nutrition, being able to impact people's lives and let them know the importance of, taking care of themselves and reminding them how important your health is. And even what I went through these past couple of months is just kind of redefining that and showing my purpose again is much more than just basketball. So I feel like, that kind of just led me into, wanting to show people again the importance of just taking care of yourself and prioritizing your health. So outside of basketball, to sum that up, a lot of self-care, a lot of, just doing things that I enjoy, yoga, a lot of just getting my nails done, hair done, pampering yourself, prioritizing your mental and doing things that make you feel good. And of course, being in the gym, working out, sweating, those are at my top for a good day. Also, iced coffee and walking my dog.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any last questions? All right. Thank you, Tiff.
Thanks.
We will be back for session 3 in a little bit.
It feels great. I'm excited to just, work on my skills and just continue to develop. I'm actually super excited. It's been a long time since I've had a fully healthy off season, and I know that, a lot of this is just my will to win, my genetics, and God-given talent. And there's so much more to tap into when I'm able to just get in the lab and really work on the things that I know I need to work on. So I'm very excited.
Thank you.
Megan?
Hey, DJ. My name is Megan Hall with For the Win. Wanted to talk to you about your season. You obviously had a fantastic season that includes all defensive first team honors. But I wanted to ask you, how do you celebrate yourself after a season like that?
Not sure yet. We'll see, honestly. Planning to go shopping a little bit.
I don't know. I'm excited to get home and get back with like my friends and my family. I have an amazing group of friends at home that always make me feel so loved and celebrated whenever I'm with them. And I know I'm just excited to get back to San Diego.
Maggie?
Now that you've had 4 years with DB, what kind of just mentor has she been to you, whether on the court or off the court?
I mean, I think everybody knows the relationship that me and DB have. It's like, I know people say I'm her daughter, but like, it's like a little sister, big sister kind of relationship. And even from my rookie year, I've always leaned on her and soaked in everything that she's, said to me, whether it's on the court or out off the court, just the knowledge that she has in life as a woman, as a Black woman, as a mother, just navigating through being a professional for all these years. She's just super wise and she's a winner on the court. And so when winners talk to you, when someone is talking to you who's achieved some of the things that you want to achieve, you always listen. And just as a person though, I know how much she cares about me and vice versa, and wants the best for me and is always checking on me and making sure I'm good, throughout everything that has gone on this season. She's always been someone who's made sure my phone's always on D&D, and she always presses notify anyway because she's gonna get her message through to me and make sure that I'm good and make sure that I'm straight. So I have so much love and appreciation for her, and just like our relationship is definitely going to be lifelong.
Thank you.
Gabby?
So, DiJonai, since Unrivaled doesn't start until the beginning of next year, what are your plans in the meantime? Do you have any fun like travel trips planned or anything?
Well, man, it's only been a day, so I haven't had too much time to plan anything, but definitely planning on working out, hopefully either in San Diego or LA, probably somewhere. Southern California though. Yeah, get in the gym for sure. I'm super excited about that. Like I'm telling y'all for real, like I've never been able to just go to the gym in the off season and not be in pain. So like it's gonna be so exciting and a whole different mindset getting in there and being able to like let my trainers just free and not be like, oh, well, I can't do that off this leg. I can't do that going this way right now. Like to just really be able to skill work. But I'm planning on taking some trips, of course, maybe somewhere in the continent of Asia for a little bit. But I'm gonna come back and get my work in after that.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Oh, Anthony?
Hi, DiJonai. Anthony Price from CT Hoops Magazine. Congratulations on a great season as a team. As congratulations on your award. The season's over and it just ended recently. Can you talk a little bit about what the locker room was like when the buzzer went off and you knew that this was the last game of a great run for the year?
Certainly, we were disappointed just because when you set a goal and don't achieve it, there's always some disappointment there. But it wasn't like, I don't know what people expect the locker room to be like after a tough loss at the end of the season. I don't know if people expect screaming and shouting or blaming or what. Like, it was none of that. It was just kind of like, we let this one slip through the cracks, and it's very few and far between that you have an opportunity to play for a championship, or to be on a team with a group of people like we had in our locker room that truly had an opportunity to win a championship. So I think it was just everybody kind of soaking in those moments, and a lot of love in there though, always.
And just as a follow-up, a great year, hopefully many more ahead. Can you just talk about your personal growth as a player? What you've gone through this past year? Because I heard you did a lot of working out during the summer.
What I went through this basketball season, or like
yes.
what?
Yes, this season. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not no victim to nothing. Everybody went through different stuff all season, whether it was me, whether it was another player. We all went through different things, whether it was, things you guys knew or things y'all don't know, and that happens every season. This season, I think it was just magnified because of the eyes on the W this year. But everybody goes through stuff. There's ups and there's downs, whether it's family, whether it's relationship, whether it's basketball, whether it's just your own personal things that you're going through inside. I think being a professional athlete, people kind of sometimes overlook those things because all they see is you as an athlete, and they see you on the court, and it's like, all right, well, you're on the court, so you better be performing. But I think they do tend to forget that we are also real people, and we also have real lives, and we have families, and we have like my grandpa's been sick the whole entire season, and on the cusp of in and out of the hospital, multiple different type of cancers, and me and my grandpa are like this. So I know people just see the basketball and they just see us come on the court, and they think that whether we're on or off that day, they'll say it's for this reason or it's for that reason. But there's so much complexity to all of us, all of our lives, as it is with everybody in the world and any type of workspace. But I think I'm just proud of myself for I've been trying at least not to let anything on the outside affect my game on the court. And everybody knows I'm a very outspoken person on many, many issues. And I'm also a fun person. So I'm a laugh and joke on Twitter with y'all too. And I'm a laugh and joke on Instagram or whatever it is. I'm not going to stop living my life. I'm going to go on TikTok live or Instagram live and live my life like a normal person would. But I think I'm just proud of myself for not letting all of those things affect my on court play, despite whatever the noise may have been.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I do have one, if that's okay.
Yeah. Last ending with Megan, please.
Yeah. So DiJonai, this is a fun question for you. You've been on my best dressed fit list along with Olivia this season. So I wanted to ask you personally, what influences your style? Are you coming up with your own outfits? What puts together these fantastic outfits?
Nothing. Just thinking about, I don't know. I just like to wear what feels good on my body. I'm not really into trends or you see, I'm very within my box of what I wear. And I think I think that I know what looks good on my body, and that's what I stick to. And I also know that this body that I have now is not the body I'm going to have forever. So while I do have it, I am going to show it off in a tasteful manner. But, I just I dress up to the games in clothes that I would wear in real life. So that's just kind of my vibe. I don't really I'm not an out the box, let me just try this random thing type of girl in the tunnel or anywhere, because I just wear stuff that I would really wear in real life when I'm going to hang out with my friends.
Is there a clothing line in the future for you?
Oh, I doubt it. Maybe some DiJonai merch, seatbelt season, click her ticket type of vibe. But as far as a clothing line, I don't really think that's my forte. I think more so maybe beauty, makeup, skincare, or stuff like that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll be right back with the stew. Thanks.
This is your first season as a mom in the W. Just what was that experience like, and how did you kind of handle having your baby around?
I can. Do you mind to say it again, please? I can hear you.
I got you. Hang on one second.
Here, I know what so she was asking, this is your first season being a mom in the W. How did you manage that? And what was that experience like for you?
I mean, it was a great experience. To be honest, I didn't thought it was like this easier because I have people helping me, and the other side it was stuff also breastfeeding, because sometimes during the night he need to be up, I need to feed him or change him, and now the next day you need to get up earlier to come to practice. So sometimes it's hard, but otherwise basketball before is my job, is my passion. I love it to do it. So I was
trying to stay positive to find the right moment and the right timing to be companies like both of them, like taking care of him and come to practice and ready to play.
Maggie, go ahead.
There we go. Just this being your first year with the Sun, what'd you like about working with the franchise, about the staff, and just the franchise as a whole?
I mean, it was great because I remember when I was coming here playing against Chicago, like seeing like the gym full of the fans, like they've been like cheering for the team, and also like on the backside, not like the basketball stuff, like the way they're working. To be honest, like I love it. I love it. Like great. It was a great experience, like to be here with the Sun.
What is it like being an international player working in this league, dealing with not only the language barriers, if there are any, but also being so far away from your family?
I mean, it's tough because like sometimes I'm just like think about like if I'm doing like the right thing, because like for me, I've been like playing like the 12 months. I play overseas 8 months and I come to the league for the 1 month. Also, I go with the national team. And sometimes I'm just like overthinking and oversaturated, like if I'm doing the right thing. But on the other side, I'm just like taking a deep breath of myself and talking with myself to be like having like a mental care. Like, so you're saying like basketball first is passion for you before it's your job. So just like you need to like enjoy coming to practice, coming to doesn't matter like word. Sometimes like we are a human being, we're gonna have like ups and downs moment. And I just try to be like I said before, I just to be like positive and like thinking like with the like hanging out with the good people.
Maggie, go ahead.
I remember earlier this season, DB kind of gave you a ring just to symbolize your impact on the team and your championship history. What was it like about this group of players that just welcomed you into their team, and how did they make you feel so included?
It was easy for me, like even like I don't know who told me that. They told me like 80, she's not used to be like a new player, like the way she's with me. But I'm like a type of person, like everywhere I be, I'm trying to be like not like focusing on the basketball thing, because I know we are women, we are like good character or bad character. So like every single time I get, I'm trying to be like to understand like the people, like what they need or like what they care, because like sometimes you can be on the new place, like people they don't care about you, but like DB and the whole team and the franchise, they care about me, they take about me and my son, like whatever we needed, like they was there. And for now in this world, it's like not easy to find this type of people.
Anthony, go ahead.
Yeah. Just want to ask a question just about being in Connecticut, having been, all over the world. I'm sure you've seen some amazing places and different cultures and so forth. And then you get to beautiful Connecticut. What's your experience been like here in Connecticut?
Like to be honest, like nothing to do, but for me it's fit well, because I'm not like the type of people like to go outside or to do like think easy. I just prefer to be home. And also now I have my kid, like I have time to hang out like with him and playing like this stuff. Like even like if he was not here, I'm not gonna be like frustrated or mad, because like it's nothing to do in Connecticut, like because I'm hungry. I prefer to stay at home, talk with my family and like watch movie or read.